Doing, brother? Nice to meet you. My name is Potter.
I got you next.
Dadrian? Nice to meet you, brother. Nice to meet you. Right, so the brother brought out a lot of things. We brought out a lot of scriptures. Do you know what we was going to, where we was coming from? Did you understand it? You can let go. You already in it? Okay. Give me the book of Colossians 3:17, Matthew 4:4. All right. I'm going to give, before I say anything, before we get into any scriptures, I want to give glory to God. So let's get that right there.
This is the book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, giving thanks to Yahweh and the Father by him.
So we do things in the name of Yahweh Shai. Who's that? In the Paleo Hebrew, which is the Most High's language, is Christ. That's how you say his name in our language. Right? The brother mentioned slavery. Right? When we came over here on that slave ship, they beat our culture, our heritage out of us. That was Hebrew. Christopher Columbus, you can Google this. He came over here with Hebrew translators because he knew the people of this land spoke Hebrew. Right? He knew that we spoke Hebrew. Right? Why is that? Because we are the children of the Most High God. He speaks Hebrew. So the name of Christ would be Yahweh Shai, right? And the name of the Most High God would be Yahweh. That's why he said what he said. Okay? But let's get this. Read that.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 4.
Right.
But he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word.
By some word.
But by every word. But by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh.
Right, so we live by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. Right? And who said that? That's Christ. This is red letter. This is Christ speaking. Right? It's very important. Right? Because you want to get the kingdom of heaven, right? You want to have everlasting life. Right? Did you know there's requirements for that? What are those requirements? Okay, I don't want to tell you something you already know. Bring them out. Give me the book of Revelations, chapter 22, verse 14. Give me the book of Matthew 19:16. Let's see what Christ got to say. Because I can tell you anything. Right? I can hate you really secretly and tell you a lie. Right? But if you don't understand that, you might take it and actually do it. But I love you. So because I love you, I have to tell you the truth. I can't spare your feelings. Right? If you have a child and you see that they're acting up in class, right, you're not going to say, hey, look, please stop doing this. No, you're going to kind of get mean. Hey, stop acting up. What you doing? I sent you there for education, not to act a dang fool. Right? You're going to be honest with your son. Right? So we got to be honest with you because you're our brother, man. We love you. Get that. Matthew 19:16. Get that real quick.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 14.
This is the last book of the Bible. The very last page. Read.
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
That do what?
That do his commandments.
Now there's a misconception that was given. Right? We were taught that there's only 10, but that's false. Because if you think about it, can you rape somebody? No, but that's not in the 10 Commandments. Can you lie to somebody? No, but that's not in the 10 Commandments. So there's commandments that we follow that's not within the 10 that we supposed to be, that we were taught. So that lets me know there's more to it than just that one small picture. Right? They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So how come this book has over 10,000 words, but we only follow the first 30, the first 10 commandments, man? That makes no sense. You can't watch a movie halfway and understand what's going on. Right? You got to watch the full movie. Right? So let's get the big picture. Right? Read.
That they may have the right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city.
Into the what?
Into the city.
And that's obviously talking about the city of heaven, the kingdom, right? Which is what we want to have. Now, let's get that. Let's see what Christ said.
Matthew chapter 19, verse 16.
Bring it out.
No. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one. That is Yahweh.
That is who?
That is Yahweh.
Right? This is Christ speaking. Read.
But if thou would enter into life,
if you would get the kingdom of heaven,
keep the commandments.
Do what?
Keep the commandments.
Hold up. Christ is saying keep the commandments. The last book of the Bible is saying keep the commandments. Right? So let me ask you, are you keeping the commandments, brother? To the best of your strength and your ability? What if I told you there's more commandments you can do to prove that you love God even stronger? Would you be willing to do that? You all ready? All right, so let's get a few commandments for you, right? And I'm not doing this to harm you. I'm doing this to help you, right? Because I love the Most High God. And if I find out there's a better way to serve God, a stronger way, I'm going to definitely do that, man. I'm not going to hesitate. You tell me God is around the corner, and he's truly around the corner, you can tell the sky cracking, you can see angels flying up, I'm going to run to him, man, because I love my God, right? So, hey, you got that, Amos? Give me the book of Proverbs 13 to verse 24. Let me show you something real quick. He's our Father. He's our God. He's our ruler. He's our King, right? And he loves us. But let me show you how he loves us. Get that. Proverbs 13 and 24.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 13 and verse 24.
Bring it out.
He that spares his rod hateth his son.
Do what?
Hateth his son.
And the Most High is our God. And he doesn't spare that rod. If we go off, if we sin, if we be wicked, the Lord's going to correct us. He's going to whoop us. Read.
But he that loveth him.
He that what?
He that loveth him.
Chasteneth
him betimes.
Chastening him betimes. Right? Do you think God chastens us? Yes. Right? But do you think we understand when he's chastening us? Not all the time. Right? Let me show you ways that the Most High God has chastened us, but we don't understand. Read that.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1.
Verse 15.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Who?
O children of Israel.
Now, if you know a lot about the Bible, well, you know that God has a chosen people, which are the Israelites. So he's speaking to the Israelites right here. Let's see what he says. Read.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known.
What God said?
You only have I known.
The Most High God look upon the Israelites and says, you only have I known. That's important. Read.
Of all the families of the earth.
Out of everybody on earth. I only know the Israelites. Read.
Therefore, I will punish you.
I will what?
I will punish you.
What is that chastisement?
I will punish you for all your iniquity.
For all your what?
For all your iniquity.
The Lord said, if you don't listen to me, I have to punish you. Let's see how the Lord punishes. Get 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. Bring it up. But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken
1 John 3 and 4.
unto the voice of the Lord thy God to observe, to do all his commandments.
Do what?
To do all his commandments.
No, sin.
To do all his commandments.
Read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day. That all these curses.
All these what?
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the context is the Most High God is saying, hey, look, if you don't want to keep my laws, statutes, commandments, you don't want to do what I want you to say, I'm going to chastise, I'm going to whip you by giving you curses. Right? We call them generational curses. That's what we call them nowadays. Right? But the Most High, in the Bible, he just calls them curses. Right? He said, if you don't listen to my commandments, let's see how, read that.
1 John 3 and 4?
Yep.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 4.
Read out.
Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law.
So sin is transgression of the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why it's important to keep as much as you can. Right? Get verse 5 and 3 real quick.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
How do we love God?
That we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous.
It's not hard to keep them. This is how you prove you love God, by keeping his commandments. Let's see these curses, these generational curses that we got. Give me 16.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
God said you're going to be cursed in the city, stuck living in the slums and the ghettos and the hoods. That's cursed in the city. Being the last one hired, but the first one fired. Hey, not having to get 3 degrees just to get a good job. Right. And then once you get that good job, you gotta prove yourself at that job, man. Hey, you gotta be 3 times smarter and work 5 times harder just to get that promotion, man. To prove yourself. Hey, that's a curse in the city. Let them know. Being one of the smartest people, one of the strongest people, but work for the lowest amount of money. Right? It don't matter about how smart you are. It matters about a piece of paper now. That's cursing the city. But it says also what? Curse shall you be in the field. Right? This is a curse put upon our people. Right? And it wasn't just black people that was in fields in slavery. Right? But it was also Hispanics and Native Americans, man. Now this is a part of history that we want to forget about. This is a part of history that it sticks with us, and when we see it, we get sad. We get upset. We get emotional. Right? When I was younger, my father made me watch the movie Roots to make me understand how bad it was, man. Right? You can't erase this. This is engraved in us. But it's for a reason. Baruch 4 and 6. Give me the book of Deuteronomy 28 and verse 45. 46.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 46.
Yeah.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign,
46.
for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Now the Lord's talking about these curses. He's saying these curses are going to be upon you for a sign. What does a sign do? It lets you know it's something that. If I tell you what's the name of this street, you immediately look at that street sign. If I tell you where we at, you're going to say what? Hey, look, we at Discovery Green because of the sign. It's quite simple. Right? I know you got you wearing a polo shirt because what? You got a big old sign on it. A sign is an indicator. It lets you know what something is. Right? So these curses is a sign to let you know who God's people, the children of Israel, are. Right? If you tell me you're out here to meet your son, he's going to be wearing a pink shirt with a purple hat and yellow shoes, I'm going to look for that person. That's a sign to me.
Get into it.
Right? It's quite simple. Right? Get this real quick. Let's see why God put us into slavery. Read that.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
You were sold.
What God said?
You were sold. You were sold.
Real quick. This is proof. To be sold a cargo of 94 Negroes. That's history.
Get into it.
Read.
You were sold to the nations, not for your
The
destruction,
Lord don't want us to be destroyed. But what?
but because ye moved God to wrath.
Because what?
Because ye moved God to wrath.
Now the Lord's judgment is sure. He could have put us all to death.
Right.
So he showed us mercy and instead put us in slavery, man. And he put us under people, they forward that affliction. Right? The Lord just said you got to serve them. He didn't say that they was going to hang you on. He didn't give them permission to hang you on trees. He didn't give them permission to sell our babies, man, to separate us from our families. But he knew that was going to happen.
That's right.
That's why it's written in these curses in Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15 on down. Right? Finish that.
Ye were delivered unto the enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils.
By doing what?
By sacrificing unto devils.
By sacrificing unto devils, right?
And not to God.
And not to who?
And not to God.
So we got to sacrifice now to the Most High God. Right? And how do you do that? Right? That's putting your heart, all your strength, all your power into serving him. I'm going to ask you a simple question, brother. Me and you, let's say we're actually blood brothers. Right? I'm your younger brother. Right? If me and you was in the streets and I got shot, right? We chilling. I got shot by the AK. Right? Hit me dead in my temple. I died immediately. Right? Would you wear an AK around your neck? Would you get it tattooed on you? Why? It's disrespectful though, too, right? Right? So how come when Christ, he got beaten, he got abused, punched on, spit on, right? Beer poured out, hung on the cross, right? Given bitter water to drink. Why do we wear the same thing that he got killed on around our necks? Right? It's the same thing, brother. Right? That's going into something deeper. Right?
What's it going into?
It's going into idolatry. Because the one side, give me and you shall serve wood and stone. What is that? But it's also right here in Give me verse 65. 64, Baba Kashab. Watch this. Go ahead, read it.
It says in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 65. Bring it out. And among these nations shalt thou have, no, Salah. Verse 64, Salah. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
You can find us everywhere. North America, South America, China, Europe, Africa, we're everywhere. All right, read.
From the one end of the earth, even unto the other.
Right.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
What did he say?
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Now hold up. The book of Baruch said that we was delivered unto the enemy and put in slavery because we served other gods. So that means that we're still doing it to this day. Read on.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Now hold up. David, King David, Christ, right? The apostles, they didn't know these gods that they serve nowadays. Right? They didn't know about Muhammad. Right? They didn't know about Allah. They didn't know about Buddha. They didn't serve those gods. Right? Read.
Even wood and stone.
Even what?
Even wood and stone.
And that's crazy because the Most High God died on a wooden cross. Christ died on a wooden cross.
Right.
And we worship that. We bow our heads when we go to church. There's the big cross at the pastor's pew. And we do this, and we get on our knees and we worship to it.
Get into it.
Right? Or even better yet, right? We wear stones around our necks.
Right.
When I was younger, they gave me a rosary. And we used to pray from that rosary, but that's not how you're supposed to pray according to the Bible. So we got things we've been taught that's misleading. That's wrong. Right? And that's curses that God put upon his people. Watch out. Take a step back. This is not pretty. Look at this. Look at this. We got Trayvon Martin. Right? Sandra Bland. Right? This happened to our people. Right? He was a kid and he died young. This is a little baby, man. Somebody baby. And what happened? They got raided. Police raided the wrong house and they killed her by accident. Right? That's what happened to us. Give me verse 66, man. Salakia.
Verse 66. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt.
And what?
And thy life shall hang in doubt.
No justice, no peace.
And thy life shall hang in doubt.
Black Lives Matter.
And thy life shall hang in doubt.
He was just walking home with Skittles and sweet tea.
And thy life shall hang in doubt.
Our lives hang in doubt. When we see the police, the first thing we do, check our seatbelts, check our mirrors, make sure everything's straight. It's because our lives hang in doubt. Read.
Before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night.
What?
And thou shalt fear day and night.
Died at night. Died during the daytime. This is what's going on with us, our people. Read.
And thou shalt have no assurance of thy life.
And I was told as a kid you would be lucky to live to the age of 25, man. Hey, they expect our people to be in jail or be dead by that age, man. Hey, so this is curses that God put upon his people. So hold up. If God put these curses upon his people, and this curse is supposed to be a sign, what would that make you, brother? Huh? Tell you? Deuteronomy 29:1. I'm going to let the Lord tell you.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 29 and verse 1.
Let's see who God's talking to.
These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
With who?
With the children of Israel.
With the children of Israel.
With his family?
With the children of
You
Israel.
will be a child of Israel. And that's very important. That's important from the Old Testament to the New Testament. It's all important. Give me the book of Romans chapter my favorite 9. Thank you. Romans 9:4. My favorite precept. I know it's a beautiful day. Give me the book of Sirach 24:1. I know it's a beautiful day. You came out here to enjoy your family, right? You want to relax and stuff. But it's also another thing that's more beautiful. And I'm going to show you that real quick.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 24 and verse 1. Wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people.
Sirach 25:1.
It's Sirach 25:1. In 3 days I was beautified.
I was what?
I was beautified.
Read.
And stood up beautiful both before God and men.
But stood up beautiful before God. That's what's more important. How do you become beautiful in the eyes of the Lord? Let's read.
The unity of brethren.
What?
The unity of brethren.
They're like his people to be on one accord. Me, you being on one accord. We might be strangers, but we still have that same mindset. Right? Read.
The love of neighbors.
The what?
The love of
What is
neighbors.
rebuking your brother?
The love of neighbors.
Teaching them where they come from?
The love of
Read
neighbors.
on.
A man and a wife that agree together.
And a man, these are things that's beautiful in the eyes of the Most High.
All praise.
Right? So I don't call myself black. That's a color.
That's right.
There's no land called black. Right? You can't be from two places at once. African American. I don't call ourselves that. But the Lord likes our minds to be on one accord. I believe that I'm a children of Israel.
That's right.
Why? Because my people, we suffer just like the Israelites did.
That's right.
Right? I believe that you are an Israelite. Right? So we got to be on one accord. I'm going to ask you, do you think that you're an Israelite? Yeah? So, okay, all praise to the Most High. Clap it up. That's beautiful right there. You know we the chosen people. Oh, well, in that case, Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Ecclesiastes, I got you. Deuteronomy 10 and 12.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12.
So you say you already know you're the chosen people. You already know you got to serve the Most High God. Right? Read.
And now Israel.
That's you. You know this.
What do the Lord thy God require of thee?
So did you know that the Lord got requirements for you now? What are those requirements, brother?
Malcolm X said it best. He said, you wonder why you walk around daily and if you go to him, he said, you keep serving their God and wonder why your God don't.
You absolutely right. The gods of the other religions, they don't look like us. We're the only people.
In the Underground Railroad, we serve God, we sing songs to God, we praise God, we did everything in
12 and 13.
God. But the minute we got somewhat delivered,
Take a step
we
back.
turned our backs and started serving their God.
I'm going to show you something.
It's dead. It's right.
Is this Christ? No.
God says that was made of wood.
Huh?
What the God says that was like wood.
We're like wool.
Like wood.
So you know this is not God. Right? You know this. So you know this is not Christ. So our God looks like us. And as the Most High, as the Most High said as Christ said, we must live by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. So the Lord got a requirement for us. Let's see what that requirement is, because I want you to obey that requirement. Get that. Go back to Deuteronomy 10 and 12.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. And now Israel, what do the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways.
To do what?
To walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
So let's give you a few commandments so you can serve Most High God on a higher level. That's it. We just want to see you improve, right? Not saying that you're doing bad, but we feel like there's ways that we can improve. Give me the book, perfect. Let's get some commandments. Leviticus 11 and 7. Let's drop that. Read that.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations.
Do what?
Throughout their generations.
That's just another way of saying forever, right? So what are fringes? Right here. These right here are fringes. Everybody up here, all the servants of the Most High God, people who fear God, people who love God, people who want to be under God, right? We have fringes, right? It's a commandment given to us. So I'm showing you because this is a commandment you can be doing. It's easy. All you gotta do is put on this shirt. And it shows that you love God even more. Read on.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Now the fringe could be any color. It could be gray, pink, blue, purple, polka dot, right? It don't matter. But that ribbon has to be blue. Read.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
No, just the 10.
And remember all the commandments of the Lord.
So the Most High God, he wants you to remember all the commandments, right? So that's one commandment, right? Which is what? The fringes. All right, I'm going to give you two more. God made all the animals of the earth, right? Did he give them all a purpose? What do you think the purpose of the pig is? To clean the ground, right? What about shrimp, crab, and lobster? What are their purpose? To clean the sea. What about catfish? Okay. So if I was to take a mop, right? I start mopping up the ground. I wring it out in a bucket and I start drinking it. Would that be healthy? For me to drink mop water is healthy for me? If I want to die, right? Listen to what you just said. If you want to die, you'll do that, right? That's because get that real quick.
My fault.
No, don't apologize, bro.
Of Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine.
And the what?
And the swine.
That's pig. Now, God created everything. I'm going to listen to what God says. Let's see what God says about that. Read.
Though he divided the hook and be cloven-footed.
Yet he looked like a clean animal. Read.
He cheweth not the cud.
He doesn't properly digest his food. Read.
He is unclean to you.
Uh-huh.
Of their flesh.
Of their what?
Of their flesh.
Uh-huh.
Shall ye not eat.
God said it like that. Hey, no more bacon. No more sausage. No more boudin. No more chitlins. No more pig snout. Pig ears. Right? No more pig feet. No more pork chops, man. Right? Because God wants you to stop doing that. Now, would you be willing, right, to try your best to do that for God? All praises. That's the only thing we need to hear. Right? The Lord gonna be that judge, right? Read on though.
And their carcass shall ye not touch.
Now, if you get if you ask for a cheese pizza, they give you pepperoni. You can't pick the pepperoni slices off and then eat it. It's defiled. It's dirty already. So you gotta ask for a whole new piece. The Lord don't even want you to touch the dead animal. Okay? All right, come on, read that.
They are unclean to you.
Uh-huh.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the water.
Now God said, look, I created the animals of the sea and the animals of the land. I know what you can eat, and I'm about to tell you because I love you. Read.
Whatsoever have fins and scales.
Has what?
Have fins and scales.
What's that requirement?
Have fins and scales.
Uh-huh.
In the waters,
Uh-huh.
in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
You what?
Them shall ye eat.
Sister, what is an animal that has fins and scales in the waters? I got you. So the Most High God in Leviticus 11 verse 9, he says that any animal that has fins and scales, Gabal, watch out please, Baba Kashaw. He says any animal that has fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, in the rivers, them can you eat. So fish, okay. Fish, right? So there's red snapper, there's tuna, there's bass, cod, all these, huh? I don't know about flounder. I don't know about that. Right? So there's animals that we can eat. Oh, flounder is clean. Now hold up. So hold up. Salat. It has to have fins and scales. So what do we eat that does not have fins and scales? Tilapia. Tilapia has fins and scales.
I think he didn't hear you.
Huh?
I don't think he heard that we don't.
That we don't eat?
That don't have fins and scales.
So tilapia has no fins?
Yes, it do. Tilapia good.
Oh, so it don't have scales. Okay, I gotta do my research on that. All right. Well, what other animal? Catfish, right? All right. What about? There's a season for it. New Orleans people love it. Huh?
They got scales.
You ain't supposed to eat shrimp. But what else? Crab, crawfish, lobster, oysters, sea moss, octopus, right? These are things that we're not supposed to eat according to the Bible. Right. So would you be willing to put those things away for God? All praises, man. That's what I want to see, man. That's what the Lord wants to see. That's right. Right, so we gave you 2 commandments. I got one more on my plate, but we gave you 2. What are those 2, brother? The fringes? Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you. This next commandment, do you want it to be hard or do you want it to be easy? Okay, so you want a challenge. Let's challenge your brother. Exodus 35. You already on it? 35. Yeah, Exodus 35 and 2. Genesis 1 and 5. Read that.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 35 and verse 2. 6 days shall work be done.
Now the Lord says 6 days can you do work. Read.
But on the 7th day.
On the what?
But on the 7th day.
But that 7th day, what? Read.
There shall be to you an holy day. A Sabbath of rest.
Now, what day is the 7th day? Saturday, right? But they tried to trick you by putting the work day on Monday and tell you got Saturday, Sunday, that's your weekend, right? They're trying to fool you, right? But that's not according to the Bible. So the 7th day has to be a day of rest. When does the 7th day start? Does it start at 12 a.m.? Does it start when the clock ticks? Right? How do you know the day ends? At 12? So back in the book of Genesis, in the beginning, they had clocks with alarm clocks to kind of wake you up with ocean sounds. So how was they able to tell? Oh, so they used the sun. Right? Let's see what it says, Genesis 1 and 5.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 5. And God called the light day. And the darkness he called night. And the evening.
And the what?
And the evening. And the morning were the first day.
So Lord said, once that sun goes down, that's the beginning of a new day. And once that sun goes down again, that's the ending of the next day. So Saturday really starts Friday at sundown. So from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, you got to rest. Relax yourself, man. We work hard, 6 days, man. Rest. Enjoy yourself. Be with your family, with your kids, man. Hey, read the Bible to them. This is something we need because as this generation that's growing up, they're lost. They hate each other. So we got to be the ones to teach that next generation. Hey, look, love your people, man. Hey, wish good to them, man. Right? So that's commandments. We gave you 3. My last time, I'm sorry. What are those 3 commandments? Oh, praises, man. Clap it up for the family, man. All right. We're going to get to you next. I see you over there. Right? So let's get a flyer real quick for the family. Right? Can somebody grab a flyer, Baba Kasha? Look, I got you. Now, hold up. Okay, you breaking that down. All right, sister. You sitting under this tree. You getting shaved. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you, what have you observed so far?
So I'll ask you the question that I asked right here. So the question is the role of women in this. I started to say religion, then but we think other religions have been it didn't work out for me. So the question is the role of women.
The world of women. Okay. So I'm not. It's a beautiful question.